on a Saturday night.
I just want to say quickly before I get into this video that this video was indeed inspired by iTankid. I will leave a link to his video down in this video's description. He made a multiplayer version of this video, so I decided to take inspiration from that video and turn it into a zombies video for you guys. So as I said, there will be a link down in this video's description if you want to go check out his channel and subscribe to him if you're interested in multiplayer content and stuff like that. But with that all out of the way, let's get right into the video. Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Black Ops 3 Zombies video, and today we're going to be taking a look and reacting to the #1 best player within Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now don't take this video to heart or anything like that, because I'm going to be judging the #1 best player off of the ranks and the highest kills and stuff like that. So this is not going to be, technically speaking, the best player in terms of skill and in terms of high rounds. So if you think there's better people, which there indefinitely are better people, don't take this video to heart or anything like that. This shouldn't be taken seriously. But if you do go on to enjoy this video by the end of it, it'd be absolutely awesome if we could smash 1,115 likes within today's video, as well as subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future upload here on the channel. But with that all out of the way, let's get right into this video. So how we're going to be judging the #1 best player is we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the leaderboards, and we're going to be judging it off of kills. Now I know technically this is just playtime, so it doesn't determine the #1 best player, but you know, it's the #1 ranked player per se. So if we take a look and select it to all and go to the top of the leaderboards, the very highest ranked person, essentially this is the #1 ranked player within Black Ops 3 Zombies, is Rastatin Pro 1. Now if we take a look at the stats, their stats are absolutely phenomenal. Now I did tweet out their stats because of how crazy it was, but as you can see, they have 183 days played, 6 hours, 26 minutes and 27 seconds. Now when I first looked at this account, I was like, what the fuck? There is no way in hell someone could have played that amount of time, considering, you know, a year only contains 365 days, so they would have literally had to play over half a year on this game, which is crazy, and that's not even including multiplayer. However, I did go ahead and tweet this out as he said, and someone did tell me on Twitter that this account is actually played by 4 different Spanish people, so it's like a Spanish team or something like that I was unaware of. So luckily I found that out, because otherwise that would have just been completely crazy, because someone did work out the math over on Twitter. Chris Fletcher did work out the math over on Twitter, and if this account was just played by one person, it would only give him 258 days to do things since release, and if he slept 8 hours a night, that would be 145 and a half days since release. To eat each day for 30 minutes, that would give him 101.445 days since release. For an average of 8 hours work days, that would give him minus 30.855 days with no time to go to the bathroom, spend time with friends or family, or to do absolutely anything else and play the game. So that is just absolutely crazy statistics, but obviously this account is just run by 4 people, so if you split that time in 4, you'll get a more realistic look at things. But if you look at the number of kills, this is absolutely phenomenal, because they've managed to pull off 19 million kills, 499,560 kills, and they've managed to get 15,059 rounds survived, 25,735 of an average game score, and they've managed to also get 562,893 headshots. They have an average rounds per game of 23, and they have a score per minute of 63, and obviously the Master Prestige level 1000. But if we look at their most used weapons, I'm not going to look through the entire list, I'm just going to look through, I would say, you know, the first lot of them. We have the Dingo. They managed to get 244,590 kills with the Dingo. They managed to get 182,061 kills with the BRM. They managed to get 176,076 kills with HVK. They've managed to get 164,922 kills with the Vesper. They've managed to get 101,132 kills with the Dredge. They've managed to get 58,993 kills with the Kuda. They've managed to get 51,019 kills with the Haymaker. They've managed to get 20,059 kills with the ICR. They've managed to get 18,853 kills with the Brecci, and they've managed to get 18,737 kills with the RK5. Now, I'm just going to quickly scroll through the rest of the weapons used so you can just sort of see how many kills they've got with those weapons, but I'm not going to read them off because that'll just be too time consuming, because we're going to look at some other accounts within this video as well, which I'm going to be doing in a sec. Now, taking a look at their gobblegums, this is crazy as well, because for instance, I've only used like 30 alchemical antitheses, or maybe 40 or something like that. So the fact that they've used 1,900 alchemical antitheses is phenomenal. As I said, 4 people are using this account, so if you divide that by 4, it's still an incredibly high number, because each person would have had to use roughly around 500 alchemical antithesis. So as he said, that's still a crazily high number. And then they've used 1200 fatal contraptions, they've used 1200 perkaholics, 1200 cashier backs, 1000 immolation liquidations, 967 killjoys, 780 coups keeping scores, 700 on the houses, 525 shopping frees, and 400 pop shocks. And as I said, once again, I'm just going to scroll through the rest of them very briefly. So if you want to slow down the video and just look at the stats, you can go ahead and do so. Now if we look at their highest rounds, we can see that they managed to get 238 on Shadows of Evil, they managed to get 200 on Zetsubo no Shima, they managed to get 172 on Garod Krovi, they managed to get 158 on Revelations, 110 on the Giant, and 94 on Dreisendrache. It's quite funny how their lowest round is Dreisendrache when it's probably the easiest map within Black Ops 3 Zombies. But regardless of that, I wanted to take a look at some of the other accounts on the leaderboards, because as he said, there's 4 people using that account. So I would presume all of these accounts here, I would say the first 8 or so accounts on the leaderboards most likely have multiple people playing, because it's, you know, physically impossible to get that high of a playtime and to get that many kills. But if we look at this combat record, for example, let's see how much time played. They've got 115 days played at cheeky 115. Now I would say this is more realistic for someone to have played on by themselves, even though it's probably unlikely as well. You would still have to play this game for an absolutely crazy amount of time, but this is a more realistic account to technically be the #1 ranked player. But I still probably presume there's more than one person playing on this account just because of how high that time played is. But if we look at their stats, they've managed to get 10 million kills, 14,000 survives, 8,000 average game score, they've managed to get 400,000 headshots, 13 average round per game, and a 58 score per minute. And if we look at their kills, they've got 100,000 kills with the Vesper, 98,000 kills with the BRM, and then I'll just quickly scroll through everything else so you can see that as well. And they've used 700 perkaholics and all of this crazy shit as well. I'll just quickly scroll through this all again, and if we look at the highest rounds, they've got round 202 on Dreisendrache, 197 on Zetsubo no Shima, 150 on Revelations, 132 on Garod Krovi, 126 on Shadows of Evil, and then 94 on the Giants. Now as he said, it's possible that maybe one person has just been playing on this account, because, you know, 115 days played is still completely ridiculous and it's still extremely high, but it's still possible for just one person. It's just extremely unlikely, and I can't really prove for definite if it's just one person or not, since I don't really know. Now this account, which is the next account above that last account, as I said, this is impossible again for one person, to be honest, pretty much, so I presume that's more than one person. But if we scroll through the ranks here, if we look at this combat record, this is 138 days played again, that's pretty much impossible for just one person. It's very unlikely. This is 112 days played, again, this is likely that it could be just, you know, one person, but I doubt it indeed. Now if we look at who was Bert, now this is the account which I think is legitimately the #1 best ranked person, because he has 86 days played, and I think that's more realistic because I have 16 days played on Black Ops 3 Zombies, which is still quite high, but I barely even play the game. I just play it when the DLC comes out. I play it for a couple weeks and then don't touch it, but I completely know life in those first 2 weeks to, you know, record videos and stuff like that. So I would say if you play it every single day for a few hours, you could definitely get that high of a time played and stuff like that. But as you can see, they've managed to get 8 million kills, 9,000 rounds survived, 50,000 average game score, 31,000 headshots. They managed to get 27 average rounds per game, they managed to get 153 score per minute. And if we look at their highest kills, they've got the most kills with the KRM with 12,000 kills, 8,000 kills with the Bowie knife, 6,000 kills with the M87, 6,000 kills with HVK, and I'll quickly run through the rest of the statistics there as well. We look at the Gobblegums, they've used 176 perkaholics, 123 alchemical antitheses, 114 immolation liquidations, 97 dead and nuclear winters, and 94 war powers, 94 shopping frees, and we'll just scroll through the rest of them as well. Now if we look at the highest round survived, they managed to get 255 on Zetsubo no Shima, 102 on Revelations, 100 on Dreisendrache, 100 on Garod Krovi, 34 on the Giant, and only 10 on Shadows of Evil. That's definitely a weird combination of high rounds, but I think this account is just one person played, but I could be wrong here. There could be multiple people played as well, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. But I'm sure one of these people is just one person. But it's absolutely crazy how much people have time played on this game. You know, 80 plus days is just phenomenal. But without further ado, this is just going to conclude today's video. As I said, don't take any of this video to heart. This video isn't supposed to say, you know, they're the best player in terms of skill or anything like that. They're just the best player in terms of the ranks, and I guess this is really the only way to determine it in terms of the ranks within this game, because there's no, you know, there's not really a better way to do it. I know technically they could just play the game a ton and not even be that good, but without further ado, this is going to conclude today's video. If you do want to see me play with the #1 ranked player, I may make a future video. If this video can break 3,000 likes, I know that's a very, very high like goal, but if we can do that, I'll try and find the legitimate #1 ranked player and do a game and stuff like that. So anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies information. So anyways, thank you. for watching, and bye.